Hey there, everyone. Drew Goldfarb from DGPicks.com. Adelaide the dog making an appearance as well. I'm looking at a couple of the baseball games coming up in the late window. Figure we do a quick little breakdown here. You can kind of see the thought process as I'm going through and looking at some of these odds here. Marcus Stroman is going to be the starter for the New York Yankees. They're a moneyline underdog at plus 114 against the Houston Astros minus 134. Addy is dropping a tennis ball for me. But Stroman's strikeout line for this game is what really jumps out at me. It's set to 3.5 with the over paying at minus 113. Marcus Stroman last year, he was a member of the Chicago Cubs, 25 starts, 27 appearances. He had 119 strikeouts in 136 and two-thirds innings. The year before, 25 starts for the Chicago Cubs, 25 total appearances, 138.2 innings pitched. So that's 6 more outs that he recorded. Same number of strikeouts, 119. So in the last couple of years, that has been the way he's gone. He's averaging right around 4 closing in on 5 strikeouts per start in the last 2 years, and that was as a member of the Chicago Cubs. He went 10-9 last year, 6-7 the year before. He was a member of the Mets right before that, 33 starts, 158 strikeouts. It's right in that same ballpark. We're looking 4.5, 5 strikeouts per start, the way that Stroman has gone, even just looking at his last few seasons. So minus 113 for over 3.5 is interesting. If you want to do something where you can build a higher potential payout, I like to kind of mix and match the two teams, is what I like to do. You can go with the hits department. It doesn't always drive up the payout any differently if you were to combine Judge and Altuve for a hit apiece as opposed to Altuve and Bregman. But if you do take an opposing batter for a hit and combine it with the pitcher he'll be facing to start the game for a certain number of strikeouts, that will get you a higher payout. So I'm going to go through here. And when I do that, I like to buy myself a little insurance. So instead of going over 3.5 for Stroman, I would be looking at 3+ strikeouts, which is minus 320 on its own. And then if you combine Jose Altuve for a hit, minus 280 on its own, you get a minus 132 payout there. So that is the player FanDuel believes is most likely to get a hit on the Houston Astros and Jose Altuve, and buying yourself an extra strikeout on the Marcus Stroman prop bet, and the payout's only dipping just a little bit from minus 113 to minus 132. If you're looking to get it, for me, I would like to get that line right around the even money mark if I'm going to make it a double bet at 2-1 on a same game parlay. So I'm looking at like Alex Bregman minus 230 to get a hit straight up. Combined with Stroman for at least 3 Ks is minus 116. Basically the same payout as just Stroman for over 3.5. If you go to Jose Abreu, you get to minus 112. And then you're kind of getting down towards the less likely batters for the Houston Astros, because the top 4 players to get a hit in this game are all members of the Houston Astros: Altuve, Kyle Tucker, Yordan Alvarez, and Yanir Diaz. And then Alex Bregman also, and Jose Abreu. Literally the top 6 players to get a hit in this game based on odds are all members of the Houston Astros. So I do think that you got some good value there with Stroman at minus 113 for over 3.5 strikeouts. He's opposed by Hunter Brown today. His line's at 5.5. I'm kind of not really touching that one. That might be if you like Hunter Brown for at least 4 or 5 strikeouts and you want to buy some extra insurance. That's a good play to combine him for at least 5 Ks with a Yankees player to get a hit, whether that's Aaron Judge, Juan Soto, Anthony Rizzo. Soto's actually at minus 195 in this game. Rizzo minus 170, Stanton minus 165, straight up to get a hit. So those are some options there. We're going to step over and look at the Colorado Rockies and Arizona Diamondbacks. This line, as you would expect it when it's the reigning National League champions taking on the Colorado Rockies, minus 174 favorite for Arizona, plus 146 underdog for Colorado. Totals line set to 9.5 runs. This game is being played in Phoenix, not in Denver. So that line is a touch high. A live shift here as I'm going through. It's just the payout being impacted there. Austin Gomber, Tommy Henry going head-to-head. Gomber's line set to 3.5. The over paying at plus money, plus 108. He has not had a lot of strikeout success in the last year or two. So I would not at this point in the season being willing to look at Gomber, even at 3.5, even on an over at plus money. I don't think that's the way to go about it. Tommy Henry's line is set to 4.5 strikeouts with the over paying at minus 134. So this is one of those situations where this is a really great example of why you need to check all of the versions of the same wager before you place your bet, even with the same sportsbook. I'm looking at FanDuel here, and the alternate strikeout line for Tommy Henry for at least 4 Ks is minus 330. If you add Arizona on the money line, those two combine for a minus 114 payout if you build your own 2-leg same game parlay. However, there is a category called player performance doubles that FanDuel offers. And that basically pre-builds a two-leg parlay for the same game parlay between a starting pitcher and a team result, typically. So Tommy Henry for 4+ strikeouts and Arizona to win in the pre-built player performance doubles wager is -105. Build it yourself, -114. So that is why it's really important. If you're looking at a first 5 innings result bet, sometimes that first 5 innings run line, minus a half run, is going to have a better or worse payout than taking a team on the 3-way 5-inning money line, even though it's literally the same bet if you're taking the team to lead and they're favored to lead on the run line. Sometimes the payout can be very, very slightly different. So that's the case here. So -105, Tommy Henry for at least 4 strikeouts, Arizona to win this game. You don't have to deal with the potential of it being close or some garbage time runs being scored by Colorado or anything like that. And if we look at Tommy Henry, what he did last season, 16 starts, 17 appearances, 89 innings, 64 strikeouts. So if you're doing the quick math here per start, that's 4 Ks per start that he had last year. The year before as a rookie, 9 starts made in the majors, 36 strikeouts. That is an average of 4 strikeouts per start. So that is basically where he's at. So if you want to, obviously the Colorado Rockies strike out a good bit. They ranked near the top of the league last year for most. They were 3rd in the majors for most offensive strikeouts, first in the National League, and first in the National League by over 40 Ks ahead of the Cincinnati Reds last year. So that is how I would kind of approach that one. I think this is a good opportunity, but I don't want Henry for over 4.5, especially at -134. So I'm going to use that player performance double to buy myself some insurance and increase the payout. -105 for Arizona to win by any margin, as long as Tommy Henry gets at least 4 strikeouts. So that is a good way to play that game. Best of luck with all your bets. I'll see you later. We'll talk some more hockey. We'll talk some more baseball throughout the weekend, throughout the week. So check out dgpicks.com and keep it posted. Start your free 7-day trial if you haven't already. See you there.